Alright, let's talk about Datalore. This is kind of an iconic episode of the first season. Like, there aren't very many episodes other than this that stand out as much. Encounter of Farpoint, yeah, stands out quite a bit. But let's be honest, Datalore, I mean, lore appears in, I want to say, 4 or 5 more episodes? A little bit of Picard, not very much. A little bit of Picard. So, I mean, there's very few characters in TNG who are recurring. I guess most of them are family members, to be fair. So lore is... So let's talk about the story. This is going to be spoilers, so if you care, go away. If you don't, cool. Let's keep talking. Lore is basically a more perfect version of Data, except he's not, because he was way too selfish and was incredibly evil. So he basically, he went on a bit of a... He basically killed everyone. We don't know about that yet. But yeah, it was a more perfect version of Data, who was too evil, so they took him away, put him in a drawer, and they kind of made a less perfect version of Lore, essentially, who was Data, who was better because he's kind of, this lovely little android that's trying to learn everything. Data is the original one. I don't think it's all called the crystalline entity. But Data isn't aware of it. I'm trying to work out the timeline and all this, because you obviously have Noonien Sung, who ran away from the planet. I think, as far as I'm aware of, like right as it's collapsing. I guess Laura had pulled it there and then was disassembled, I don't know for how long. Called the crystalline entity, who shows up eventually. But by that point, Laura's already disassembled and Data's there. And to be fair, Data might have had his memory banks wiped. But Data also is a collection of a bunch of the people that were on the planet. Don't know if that information was collected before or after. I assume before the crystalline entity showed up. But if you think about it, he's definitely before. Noonien Sung's already left by that point, already somehow survived, and then just left Data there? I don't think that makes sense. Maybe Data had some kind of malfunction. But let's get into the episode. So, obviously we start off with going to the planet where Data was born and where everyone, as far as we're aware, died. We have Data who's trying to learn how to sneeze. Just because finds it interesting. He wants to learn how to sneeze. Go a little bit more human. We gotta go down to the planet. We go to the planet. Everything is cool. Oh yeah, I should mention, I think this is an episode where... This episode is where Marina Sirtis doesn't appear at all. Score. Yep, yeah, she's just not in the episode at all, even though she's a regular, so they're paying for her. They're paying for her for this episode, but I guess she would have noticed if, like, Data was off. Or can she... No. Once Data, I can never remember. I mean, to be fair, most of her powers are, like, very wishy-washy a lot of times, where, like, can she do this power this time? No. Can she do this? No. Who knows? Who knows this episode? Yeah, there's the secret lab, which is fucking massive. You look at the corridor they have. The whole place is massive. Yeah, we've got to find out where Data was born, and we find Law was just stuck in a cupboard. Why did we find Law was stuck in a cupboard? We'll find out, because he was evil. And no one liked him. He was stuck in a cupboard. So basically spend most of the kind of first part of the episode reassembling Law. And Crusher learns Data's off switch, which he only tells her. He trusts her, and he's like, yeah, you can turn me off here. You can learn a bit more about Law. And yeah, Laura is obviously a little bit more, a little over the top, a little bit like he is the older brother, and you can quite tell he's got the emotions. It doesn't have the emotions. I can't tell, because he's always so evil, but then I don't know, because I'm thinking ahead with the emotion chip later on. I'm like, he is very emotional later on. Sorry, just watching some of these scenes back, I'm like, where they're doing like the back of the head of Law, and it's like, that person clearly does not look like identical to Brent Spiner anyway, and it's like, okay, well, it's fine. No one's gonna know. No one's gonna pause this TV show from the 80s and go over the minute details of it. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, they shouldn't have done that, because let's be honest, Star Trek fans will do that. They'll go over every minute detail about Star Trek because we're nerds. Nerds love to go over the details. Yeah, Laura's like is kind of trying to convince Data to like see if he wants to be part of his side. I think he kind of learns that he's like, this is not gonna work. So he comes up with a clever plan. Learns more about the ship. I think about this point he's called over the crystalline entity, and yeah, he paralyzes Data. I think it's something that would disrupt his, basically disrupt him so it turn him off, because Data's basically paralyzed after this drink. And Law takes over as Data. They swap clothes. And Data is like, I am evil now. But the only person who doesn't know who knows, without actually knowing, is Wesley. Of course, Wesley. It's early. I think again, I've said this a few times where I'm like, I can understand why people don't like Wesley. Going back and talking over these episodes, it's because almost every one of these early episodes, Wesley knows everything. Like, Wesley knows what's going on. Again. Okay, Wesley is the only one who knows, and everyone else is a fucking idiot. Yeah. Wesley kinda doesn't believe Law's story, who's pretending to be Data. But he's like, yeah, okay. But like, everyone chews out, like, Wesley. And almost no one apologizes to Wesley. No, like, they're kind of like, oh, okay. But just, it's just, seriously, they could just apologize to him. Have maybe a scene of just going, yeah, we're sorry, Wesley. Without you, we would all be fucking dead. No? Okay. Yeah, the crystalline entity attacks because Laura's evil. And eventually they're able to reactivate Data. But not before Worf gets Worfed. You gotta prove how strong Laura is by fucking up Worf. But actually, everyone is even the Crusher's just like, we've got to stop Law with the crystalline entity, which looks great. I think it's, I think this is one of like the early 3D models that they had to recreate for the Blu-ray set, because obviously it's not something they had the files laying around for, and even if they did, they'd be from the fucking 80s. Technology's moved on. Yeah, I guess this was 25 years ago when they did the Blu-ray. Yeah, things have moved on a little bit then since technology. They recreated it. I never quite get why's Laura's good friend with the crystalline entity. I don't. Yeah, I was just looking again. What does Laura get out of this other than being I'm evil? If I'm missing something. I probably am, but I don't quite get what he gets out of this. Anyway, yeah, we get an encounter with Laura, Data, Wesley, and Dr. Crusher. But Wesley gets held hostage by Law. Like, I'm gonna shoot the kid. I'm gonna shoot the kid. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shoot the kid. I'm gonna shoot the kid. But don't worry. Laura and Data get into a fight, and Law gets teleported out of the side of the ship, and everything's fine. And no one really kind of apologizes to Wesley. Data's obviously thankful, but no one really kind of goes, yeah, sorry about that. We fucked up. We all fucked up. We all should have trusted you. But no, we didn't do that. I think that's my main critique of the episode, is the fact that no one ever really apologizes to Wesley for this episode. Just give him something. If you're gonna do this plot where Wesley is basically the only one who knows the truth, like, at least have everyone go, yeah, sorry about that. But, no. But yeah, like I said, this is an iconic episode, mostly because it gave us Law. Yeah, he is one of the biggest, like, recurring characters of TNG. And other than, yeah, the Borg aren't, yeah, obviously a big villain, but they're all just kind of the same. Whereas, like, this is the most recurring villain character? Yeah. I'm trying to think. I guess Q. Except for Q. Even though Q's kind of a villain, kind of not. I guess he is trying to kill us all, so yeah, pretty much villain. So Q, Law. Can't think of anyone else that's recurring other than maybe the evil Ferengi guy who is annoyed about his son dying, but he only appears twice. Romulans. Who's that Romulan guy? I think he appears as much. Can't remember the character's name off the top of my head. Yeah, it's iconic. It's a great episode. Other than the fact that everyone just fucking demolishes Wesley, even though he's the only one who actually knows what the fuck's going on. Yeah, great episode, and probably one of the best of season 1. A very, generally known as a very weak season. So, yeah, for now, I say farewell. Next week, we're going to be talking about Angel 1. Join me for that. For now, I say, live long and prosper. We'll see you next time for more Star Trek: The Next Generation.